Hey everyone, it's me, Master Walrus 9, back with another episode of Walrus's TCG Dailies. I hope you're having a beautiful day. So let's take a look actually at what's going on first in our dailies. 2EX Pokemon to play, retreat free Pokemon. I think I'm gonna refresh this. I'm gonna refresh both, because the deck I have that I want to play doesn't really deal with retreating, and it doesn't really deal with EX. This deck may not be the best one to run, but I want to look at one of the original decks they gave out when they set up Pokemon trading card game live, and that is Blissey V. Not V Star, not V Max, Blissey V. Let's take a look at what happens. The deck is composed of only 3 different Pokemon, 8 total. We have the wonderful Blissey V, bunch of different arts, beautiful card. What happens with Blissey V? Well, first off, whenever you attach an energy from your hand, recovers from all special conditions. Pretty good. Takes care of poison, takes care of paralysis, takes care of sleep, burn, and confusion. I think that's pretty much it. But the big one is Blissful Blast. 10 damage for 1 colorless. Oh. Well, it does 30 more damage for each energy you attach. If you did any damage with this attack, you may attach up to 3 energy cards from your discard pile to this Pokemon. That's pretty sick because it's energy, not basic energy. Big distinction, because that means we're going to load our deck with special energies that give us bonus effects, such as Lucky Energy and Gift Energy to give us cards on knockout or hit. DTE, because this counts as 2 energy, it's going to count as an additional 40 damage for each one attached, because 60 minus the 20. Medical Energy, which we ideally play this from our hand in order to heal the 30 damage. Therapeutic Energy, which the Blissey kind of already has going for it with its ability, but if it's canceled out by Path to the Peak, we can run Therapeutic Energy. And V-Guard Energy for extra protection. The nice thing about Blissey V is 2 aspects. First off, huge HP pool of 250. If you're looking at new cards, that's a pretty good HP pool, especially when we're going to be pairing it with Bravery Charm to give it another 50. We're looking at 300 HP Pokemon. Or pairing it with Dunsparce. The other aspect that makes it nice on normal is Mysterious Nest. This is a card that prevents any normal Pokemon from having weakness. Now, it's your opponents as well. We're playing normal. We don't care about their weakness. And we're playing Sizzlezar as an opening. If we have to open with Sizzlezar, we get to draw 2 cards. If we need to attack with Sizzlezar, we have that 100 damage. It's not bad. You know, if Mimikyu V, not Mimikyu V, but Mimikyu, the one that prevents Vs from attacking it, becomes a problem, we have Sizzlezar in our pocket. Taking a look at what's in our trainers, we have a lot of focus on healing. Lucky Ice Pop, which I personally have never been a fan of, but this was in the original deck. You get a heal 20 damage, flip a coin, put it back into your hand if it's heads, use it again if you want. If it's tails, it goes to the trash. It's a min 20. I'm also running Potion, which again, original deck. Not crazy on it, but it's whatever. Sweet Honey. I don't like coin flips because I always tend to be super unlucky with those. But this was as close as I can get to the spirit of the original deck, because Hyper Potion's out, Poisonous Food Tin is out, stuff like that. Fighting a Law is not terrible. It's a raw 60 if we have more prize cards, kind of that comeback mechanic. So I consider it, and there's cards I would definitely consider changing up for this deck, but I wanted to keep it as close to the original as possible. So Pokemon cards that had just a raw heal, I put it in. And the Switch card, I think it was originally Switch. I swapped those out for Switch card just to do healing, because I know that would have been in the spirit of the deck. Taking a look at our prizes, or our supporters, we're running pretty low. We have 4 Research, keep our hand healthy. 2 Serena, allows us to discard cards, draw up to 5, or Boss's Orders up a V. And Boss's Orders, tried and true classic. Pokegear 3.0 is going to allow us to search for a supporter. Should be hitting consistently. Still got Zinnia's Revolve. Forgot about that one. But again, discard some stuff. You're going to be wanting to discard your energies just to get those up. And you can ramp up the Blissey V even more. And finally, Path to the Peak shuts down rule boxes. Again, we don't really need the rule box in Blissey V. The deck isn't as cool as it once was because you've lost a lot of what made it special with the healing islands available, the special energies were just completely different at that time. So, as unfortunate as it is, the deck's not going to be as good. Hopefully, we can still get some nice matches going out. Labis Kadi VMAX. Okay. This sounds like an actual name. There's a lot of people whose names almost feel like bots, which I'm not a fan of. I can't say that I personally felt like I was playing against a bot. But here, this feels more inclined to be an actual person. Not the greatest opening, but one of the reasons I picked Sizzlazar was due to the touring as well. We're able to draw 2 cards, which is nice. Natu, it's a general engine, but it makes me think we're going to see Mewtwo EX, which could be a bit of a problem, but not it's not terrible. We're just gonna end turn with that. We can't attack, it's our first turn. We got a pretty good opening hand for our next turn. Battle VIP pass, okay. We were running 4 Blissies, we ideally hit. Miss Drevis, so a ping deck, a ping control, I'm not entirely certain. Basic Psychic, okay. The Miss Magius is control aspect. No, I have to look at the card to remember what goes on. We fortunately have to heal. Ping doesn't work the greatest against heals just due to the fact that we can often heal up more than it's pinging. We'll Path to the Peak. We'll Pokegear. Looking what I have in my hand, the Zinnia's not terrible. We might as well pick out the boss in order to thin the deck out. We don't need to attach the medical energy at this point. I'd rather save it for extra health. Okay. Not terrible. I don't know if I want to research again because that's my second order's gone. To go to the Xatu, he's going to be able to ramp up psychic energies. And you get a draw, which is, it's nice. You need a psychic energy in hand. Okay, Diono, not the greatest, but we can work with it. We're definitely net negative on that exchange. Iron Jugulus, okay, so this definitely is a bench ping deck. I'm thinking I'm gonna DTE. Well, we're confused. We still need DTE in the trash regardless. We'll Bravery Charm. We're going to DTE and hit with the speed attack. Unfortunate. Where I am running 4 Blissies, I should have hit something by now. Now I'm curious on what they're going to do. Clairvoyant Sense, so start getting the energy on Iron Jugulus. Nice. I'm a fan of the Iron Jugulus design. I was super big in Gen 5, and Hydreigon was super neat. I think for the longest time, if he still holds the title, he was the Pokemon that evolved at the highest level. Like, maybe Volcarona was pretty close, but I think he evolved from 64. I think it's like 54, 64, and I think Volcarona is like 68. So we're just gonna potion here. We'll bench the Sizzlazar. It's a good option in case we need to retreat. And we're just gonna speed attack again. We have the medical energy for additional health. A second Tails. This is why I don't like coin flips in my deck. I mean, look at what just happened. If we got the therapeutic energy, I would run it, but I don't even know if that deals with confusion. Let's take a look. This is gift. I'd say at least allow some draw. I didn't want to put another on speed attack just to reduce. I would have put DTE. I didn't want to reduce it as that bad. Okay, so he looks like he's gonna start up the homing headbutt. No, he goes for Baryon Beam, which is just gonna be the flat kill, which makes sense. Double Lucky Eyes pop into half to the peak. Unfortunate. There are some slight issues with this deck. I mean, you're intended to open up with the Blissey. He can't kill with Baryon Beam instantly. So we'll just Touring. There's the Blissey. So ideally we just survive. I mean, the Sizzlezar is in a nasty spot as it is. After this attack, he's going to be susceptible to a single ping, which he can definitely get off with the Radiant Alakazam. But we at least have the free retreat cost on it. Wonderful play on their end. So they're going for Spiteful Magic. Spiteful Magic is interesting. If a Pokemon has full HP and it's knocked out, put 2 damage counters on this attacking Pokemon. So it's kind of counterintuitive with the ability, but it's a nice means of ramping up damage. And this one allows you to put 2 damage counters on each of your Pokemon, which is priming up the Chunkiest. Oh, good heavens, that's correct. He does have the energy capsule, which is going to boost the health. So it was not necessary anyhow. Well, as unfortunate as it is, we're doing our best that we can. We'll just set up the DTE. It's going to be a good hit. Ideally, we'll retreat with Dunsparce next turn to get the Blissey active. We're not really worried on weakness. So while this is an original deck we're facing, which I'm a huge fan of, we've been put into a very bad situation with our opening hand. I think we just had all our supporters. We got Iono'd, so they're all on the bottom. Unfortunate. Yep, they're gonna go with Eerie Voice, which it's an interesting situation for the Blissey. Oh, good heavens. See, now we want to retreat. And I don't want to research just yet. The issue comes with this Miss Magius. See, if we heal, then kill, we're going to take 12 from the knockout punch and the ability. Versus if we just attack, we're taking 4 from the ability. So we're just going to Blissful Blast. We don't even kill. So I could have justified the healing in that aspect. We're just going to set up some DTE, DTE. No need for V-Guard. We'll set up Gift Energy. If I had my Blissey out faster, as soon as your turn 1, if you go second, you can get some crazy damage going. Now, in this meta with the consistent threat of Roaring Moon EX and his instant kills, it might be justifiable to run Toadscroll EX in this combo in order to prevent that. Yeah, so second Iron Jugulis is prepared. Gets the Fog Crystal going. Now, an interesting move he could do is he'll probably move the damage counters off of Blissey to Dunsparce with the Radiant Alakazam. No, okay. What he could have done is get the insta-kill on the Dunsparce using that method. I'm not certain if I want a Dunsparce. We're not weak to anything. That's just super easy kill. So, as unfortunate as is to really just be so wasteful on these items, we're gonna need to research more than anything. And I can't afford having a full HP set. See, there's the Bravery Charm there. That's super nice. I don't think I need a Blissey up just yet. I don't think he's gonna be doing enough damage We'll attach Lucky V-Guard and why not a second Lucky? The nice aspect about cards like Lucky Energy is keeping your hand full. Now we are playing against a box deck. Again, I don't know if box is the correct term to use, but it's the term I consider for when playing against a deck that's all one prize card. He bosses orders up the Dunsparce, which is it's an interesting move. He goes for Artizone. Now, we don't really have any targets for Artizone, or nothing we would want necessarily. Moves it off a Dunsparce. Okay, interesting. Now, we're going to be able to Fighting Out Lei. And he goes for the Eerie Voice, yes. Yeah, we'll be able to go Fighting Out Lei safely. Just to keep the HP nice, we're going to switch card. And we'll Fighting Out Lei, because we're on comeback. Heal 60, fairly well. We'll attach the Therapeutic. We'll Zinnia. And I really can't be in much of a complaining spot here. Really fine. The only issue I would see would be in the Ono. And we have the... I don't know if I want to put the Blissey down just yet. I think I'm just going to go for a kill here. It's going to knock us up to 70, which is going to prime us for 240 on the Jugulus. But it's it's the best way we can manage. Spiteful Magic, okay. Now, if I was quite certain, we weren't at the full HP. To proc the Spiteful Magic. No, it's okay, so it's if this Pokemon has full HP. Oh. So that's unfortunate. We just made a crucial and grave mistake. We're gonna prime up the Dunsparce to take his damage. But ultimately, the Blissey needs some signs of strength in order to really herald it. To prime up damage, we're gonna set up DTE. We're anticipating the Dunsparce going down. We have the Fighting Alola, the Sweet Honey, the Potion. We're in a fairly decent enough spot, as I can say. Gift Energy, Therapeutic. My biggest worry would be decking out at this point. Now, we're hitting for 50 at the moment. We'll attach another energy, gift, or therapeutic. Okay. I will say one of the things that made Blissey insanely good, in D-rotation, there was a special energy for pretty much each type. And the Blissey, or Colorless specifically, had powerful colorless energy, and that was an energy that allowed it to do 20 extra damage. And it's one that people really, I don't want to say abused, but utilized to its fullest extent. I want to maximize the HP heals. So there's the 50 right there. We're gonna set up just the full DTE setup. And end turn. Since we have Therapeutic in hand, we want to keep our Therapeutic in hand as much as possible for cases like boss's orders. So yeah, there's the 190. Tricky spot. We're gonna Fighting Alola. We're gonna Potion, so we can't one-tap on the revenge kill. And we're gonna Sweet Honey. Maybe I should have Sweet Honeyed first. Or maybe I shouldn't, because something like that could always occur. One thing we can also do is switch card Therapeutic Energy, retreat with the Dunsparce. I don't need to do that at the moment. We're just going to go for Blissey Blast on the kill. We'll save that for next turn. If he's able to get another 30 damage, then we're in trouble. Might as well set up a therapeutic here and a couple of V guards. Maybe he has a V in the back to attack with. Pick our third prize card of the game. There's our final Blissey V. Now, if he kills the Dunsparce, we're in a tricky spot. We could, in theory, Artizone into Sizzlezar, but that does put us into a riskier spot if he does have the Dunsparce knocked out. He gets the Jugulus back. Unfortunate. I'm going to look at my discard. I have a singular boss's order, so there's one that remains. We're going to Sweet Honey. Again with the tails. This is why I hate coin flips. I absolutely despise coin flips for reasons such as those. If he can get the psychic energy fast enough on the Iron Jugulus, I don't know if it's possible. I'm going to take a look at Pokegear. What do we have? So we have Research, Zinnia, Serena, and Boss's Orders. The remaining two is a Fighting Olo and a Medical Energy. I could deal with the Medical Energy, actually. I need to pace myself out, however, so I don't deck out. I want the Fighting Olo. Oh, good heavens. No, he's... oh, good heavens. We're going to bench Blissey, because if he decides to go with the Radiant Alakazam, he's going to do 20 damage for each card in my hand. I killed the Iron Jugulus, so I draw one. I go to Serena. He's only going to be able to do 40. Sorry about that. So, not the greatest draw I could have made, but it's something. He does go for the Mismagius. Mismagius is going to be a super tricky one to manage. Heavens. He's got game in 2 turns. We need the kills. We're getting... oh, we can't even Fighting Olo anymore. The game is his. The game is his. I'm just going to deck out with Serena and give him game. Because watch this. I'm going to attack. He's at full HP. He's going to do 80 back to me. And we're knocked out, giving the final 2 prize cards. I think where we were playing against a box deck, we were in a tricky situation. On one hand, we were able to get so close to game, and he wasn't dealing enough damage to take us out. Cards like Goldango EX is going to be able to reach that 300. Cards like Roaring Moon's going to be able to reach that 300. However, this just didn't hold up like I wanted it to. We are missing a ton of cards that made the deck, though. So let's just play one more. We're going against Prince Arthur right here. Charizard coin. Very nice. And of course, if I wanted to use this deck actually competitively, I'd probably vary it up in some manners. Run Semiono for control. Marnie was a thing at the time. I mean, I'll have to go second this turn. Urshifu. Okay, so maybe they're just like a fan of red. So our goal is we're probably going to research here. We'll see how much they open the bench. Pidgey for the Pidgeot EX, probably a Charizard EX combo. Okay, nothing under opening. I can be happy with that. Second bravery charm, unfortunate. I won't waste a research. We'll attach that. We'll attach the lucky energy. We're gonna dump a research. Shame on what we've had to toss, but it's manageable. And we're gonna have to the peak. This is gonna be good for shutting down EX abilities. So the deck holds up decently enough against manners such as those. We're just gonna end turn. Where we have the Blissey available. Zinnia's Resolve's not terrible. Okay, so he does switch up half to the peak for Lost City. We can manage against Lost City. No, okay, so he just gives us a game. So I don't know if this is some sort of self-TK. Interesting. Maybe he saw what we had. I don't know. Because the game wasn't over at that point. That was a very manageable state. So the decision to knock himself out was interesting. Okay, looks like we're playing against a fighting deck. Using that set of sleeves and maybe a Miraidon EX. Dogmia VGC. Okay. We fortunately do be able to manage this as long as we have a single copy of our Dunsparce. Dunsparce is what makes the deck eligible. Because the deck has a little bit of a slow start. A little bit. Your first turn's not as strong as something, say, Roaring Moon EX. Going second, opting to go second, I'm never a fan of. This hand, though, I'm a fan of. Okay, Electrode, so it looks like it's going to be a poison concept, which is boring. Ultimately, there's nothing much to say, but it's whatever. Next turn, we're going to V-Guard energy onto the blue. We'll see what we want to do. If he's eligible to attack, we might want to... No, we'll DTE. DTE is going to be more damage, and we're going to be able to dump the V-Guard energy with Serena. Ultimately, we want to get the heal off as soon as possible. We'll probably potion dropping Sweet Honey and fighting it low as well. We don't really need it at this point. This deck is a nice rogue deck for the most part, but I've never been thinking that it's great, I guess. It's not holding up, in my opinion. Now it's fun, you know, it might be fun. Sorry if I'm not commentating as much. I just don't see the need. It's very predictable in what's going on. You have the Hisuian Electrode here with his Tantrum Blast, which is a free attack. I mean, cool enough. But then you can also Squawkabilly EX your hand away to get that better opening. You have the Cloth with the DTE. You got the Brute Bond at the Poison. You got the Super Spicy Curry. The deck is predictable. So he decides to use his V-Star ability on a Battle VIP pass. I don't know if that's what I would have necessarily gone for. The issue is that we are going to be potentially taking a good amount of damage. However, I don't think it's going to be as bothersome. The town store is nice. We're going to utilize on that before we shut down abilities. So yeah. The V-Guard energy is going to be super clutch in this matchup. Not against the Cloth, but with the Hisuian Electrode. If we boss his orders up an Electrode, it's going to shut him down hardcore. We're going to town store right here. Pick up Bravery Charm. Dump that on the Blissey. We're going to use everything we can. We'll start with the Sweet Honey. Okay, 1, 2. All right, you know what? We got the full heal off, and I'm not a fan of Sweet Honey. I'd probably dump it from my deck for something else. but it worked. DTE, Natural Cure is going to heal us. Half to the peak. Dump Fighting Alola and V-Guard. Decent enough. Decent enough. I don't know if I want to bench Blissey. If he gets the Sizzlizar, or not the Sizzlizar, but the Cloth out, then we are in a tricky situation where he could OTK. Because he's a fighting type, he's going to have advantage. We need to get the therapeutic energy to prevent poison sooner than later. I'm pretty sure it prevents poison. I believe confusion and burn and poison are the three that it affects. But fortunately, we still have natural cure for the most part. With Path to the Peak in the active slot, it's not going to work as well. There's the Cloth. Goes to B Barrel. Okay. Get your engine going. Ancient Booster on the B Barrel and the Cloth. Oh, I'm not entirely certain on what's going on. The Escape Rope Blissey is unfortunate. We can manage. Okay, no, he goes back to our Blissey. So still unfortunate. We can manage. I don't know what I want to use on my next turn. Ultra Ball. I guess they're trying to thin the deck out if they don't have DTE. If I'm looking at how much I'm doing right now, I got 10, 30. That's a 30, 30, 40. That's 100, 110. Lucky Energy would push it to enough to kill. Do I Lucky Energy though is the question. And I think I'm going to say yeah. Okay, the potion. We might as well just research. Yeah, we won't Lucky Energy because there's a high chance of drawing something, right? And so now we are able to ramp up with that. Yeah. See, beautiful, beautiful right there. Set up the Dunsparce. Set up the Sizzlizar in case we need to switch out. That gives us a chance to stall. 140 with the kill right here. Attached to Lucky Energy. So Therapeutic did not cure the poison, which I gotta check out now. Fighting Alola, not terrible. Therapeutic is for Asleep, Confusion, and Paralysis. So I think those ones actually matter more because I don't believe you can retreat on Paralysis or Asleep. So you at least get the option to retreat now with that energy. So it's a bit more impactful than Burn and Poison. But Poison is a lot more common. So there's the Seasoned Spicy Curry. And he's going to Poison, so he's going to deal 200. Forest Steel Zone, I guess, sure. Not entirely certain on why. But you do you. I think on the next turn, what I'm going to do is because I want to research. We're going to switch cart to Sizzlizar, heal the HP off of Blissey, get rid of the poison. We'll retreat back into the Blissey, research. We can't use the Fighting Alola at this moment. Okay. Yep, so 180. We get Lucky Energy, that's not terrible. We'll attach Medical Energy just to get the heals up. Taking a good amount of damage. And we are in a position to kill at this moment. I almost want to set up the Blissey V, but I want that heal. So we're going to Medical Energy, and I think everything else after this turn, we're going to set up on Blissey V. I'm gonna bench deferred Blissey V, because if the final one's in prize cards, we have no means of managing afterwards. Okay. Set up the research. Superb. We'll dump a Bravery Charm here. We'll potion right here. We're pretty good. With our V-Guard energy, we're not going to get one tapped. Sizzlizar, I think there's no reason to not load up the bench. We're going to dump Sizzlizar right here. Hit for 2 hundo. Now, a nice part about playing Research over Iono in this deck is that we are not refreshing their hand. They're in a bricked state at this moment. They can't really manage. And so we're fine. Choking them out. They Bruno. Okay. They're going to draw up to 7. Okay. I thought it was 8, but that's Cynthia. Next turn's going to be tricky on what I want to do. He's going to be able to hit for 190 and get the poison off. So this Blissey's dead, actually. Which is unfortunate. If he has the DTE, that's the question. There's the Toxic Powder. Doesn't have the DTE. They've been choked out. I've had situations where DTEs like 2 in deck, 3, or 2 in prize cards, maybe even 3. I never had 3. Oh, good heavens. The cloth does become much more of a threat, so we are going to medical energy. And we're going to dump a research. Okay, well, Bravery Charm right here. And I've got real no other targets for Bravery Charm. I don't know where I want to go. But I do know what I want to do. And that is going to be Blissful Blast. This deck does turbo out quite fast. We might as well set up the DTE and the V-Guard. I'm thinking next turn a potential retreat. We'll see. We're going to use Pokegear in order to peek out the boss's orders. I don't think I've trashed any yet. Nope. I've gone through all 4 research. I have 14 cards left in deck. Presuming that neither of my 2 prize cards are boss's orders, the Pokegear is going to have over a 50% chance of getting a hit. Now, with the boss's orders, I do want to hit Squawkabilly. The cloth is going to be a bit dangerous to manage, but I believe once I... Okay, no, he goes for Town Store over Path to the Peak. This will be the better for our Blissey to manage our HP. So what I'm thinking is, yeah, knock him out. Oh, we're not even knocked out. Oh, they run DTE, that's right. They don't get the damage out. And we top deck our boss's orders. Beautiful. They're running DTE, so they don't get it. We got a lucky Ice Pop, just to flex. Flip our tails, doesn't make it. We're getting medical energy. This is going to natural cure us, healed from the poison, and medical energy is going to heal 30. Pull up Squawkabilly. 330 damage. That's killing a VMAX. That's killing a stage 2 EX. And that's game. So one of them was boss's orders. Would have been about a 1 in 12 hit. 7 in 12. There's a pretty good chance we've been able to pull that boss's orders out. The big issue would have been the Blissey surviving. But I'm going to call it there for today on my TCG dailies. I hope you had a wonderful time watching. Again, this is Blissey V, the true OG. A lot of modifications from the original deck because a lot just went out of rotation. The biggest aspects, the special energies. You're missing out on the powerful colorless, I believe, is what it's called. Capture energy was a big portion of it because you could capture energy into a Blissey or your Dunsparce. Jet energy might be nice for that switch out, but I don't really run switching in this set. You don't really need regenerative energy. Let's see. Powerful colorless energy. There it is. The colorless Pokemon this is attached to will do 20 more damage. So you got to think, when you have one of these attached, that additional 30 becomes an additional 50. So when you're running 4 of these, that is a 210 power Blissey. And if you're running 4 DTEs at the same time, that's an additional 160. So you're hitting 370. That's an insane amount of power right there. But yeah, Blissey V, hopefully this is encouraging you to look at your own Blissey Vs, reuse the deck. There's going to be some issues, but really the core of the deck is Blissey V and Dunsparce. You might want to run some protection. You might want to run Manaphy, Jirachi, the Toad Scrolly X to prevent effect damage, better healing options. Ultimately, that's the nice thing about Pokemon TCG Live. You can build however you want. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye-bye.